This way, Jerry.
There was trouble again last night. One of the boys died.
In a fight?
No. He was a roller.
What happened?
A rope gave way and I was holding a 1-ton press. He never had a chance.
Union man?
Yes.
Well, see if you can replace him with a non-union roller.
We must be as tough as they are, Fatcom. Are you willing to strike if we have to?
I don't know. I don't know what I would live on. We'll talk about it later, O'Donnell.
There is no more time.
There is always time to talk.
Given her a name, Thelma?
No.
What would you think of Teresa? You know why I like that name? Huh? That's because that's your grandmother's name.
Thelma? My doll's Teresa.
Oh, that's lovely. You go upstairs and show Mrs. Mallet what a lovely doll you have. Go on, go on.
All right, Olga, what is it?
This was under our door.
Huh?
It says, if you value your life to carry a revolver, who asks you to do such a thing?
The boys are getting edgy. Some of them think there's going to be a fight, a bad fight. There's talk of Pinkertons coming in.
What are Pinkertons?
You know how in the old country the Tsar has his secret police? Huh? He's like that.
But we left because of such things. We gave up our own home to come here, and now it starts all over again.
No, it's different here. This is a country where men can talk together, work together.
Then why carry guns?
Don't worry about that. People like to stir up trouble. They get some kind of pleasure and excitement out of predicting the worst. You watch, Olga. There'll be a lot of shouting and threats, thunder and lightning. Then everybody gets together. They feel better. They shake hands. Everything is good.
I don't understand.
You've been trying to understand men for 30 years, my darling. Just don't give up trying, will you? Huh? I'll be home before supper. Some of the boys at the union want to have a talk. You're glad I'm a man too, huh? Oh, yeah.
Rick wants us to cut our wages 15% because the price of steel has dropped. I told him we won't go below what we've had for the last 3 years under our present contract. We fought for those wages and we won't let him cut them now.
Boys, I said I would have nothing more to say to you. Nonetheless, I have come down here this one last time with a proposition. In our new contract, we offered you a wage scale of $22 based on tonnage. Now, if you will sign tonight, I'm prepared to go up to $23.
One more dollar.
How long a contract, Mr. Pritt?
A year and a half.
You're cutting a 3-year contract back to a year and a half? What kind of an offer is that?
I don't have to guarantee you even a $23 minimum for that matter, gentlemen. But I'm ready.
That's all you're ready to do?
No. I'm prepared to sign individual contracts with each of you on my terms.
Individual contracts, Mr. Frick. We have a union here, the Amalgamated Association, and it's stronger than individual workers. Your terms will have to meet with their approval.
I've made my offer. Just decide quickly. It's growing late.
Mr. Frick, if you please, we all work in this mill, as you do. It is not a garden, but we are used to it, and I even like it here. What we are asking you to realize, sir, is how we feel about this mill. It is part of us. We are part of it. Our wives, our families are proud that we work here. It's our place, too. And if you would only realize that...
Now, what do you have there?
Your letter to Pinkerton requesting 300 guards. Do you think that's enough? There are over 4,000 workers here now.
But only 800 in the union.
Well, even so, if the workers find out you've ordered Pinkerton guards to keep out the union men, there's going to be serious trouble.
This firm cannot run union and non-union. Since most of the men are non-union, the minority must give way to the majority.
What if they don't?
The 300 guards will prevent any interference with our plans. Please do try to relax, John. Try one of these. Your guard should be assembled at some point below Pittsburgh, where they can be transferred to boats and landed within the enclosure of our premises at Homestead. We think absolute secrecy essential in the movement of these men. Now, how does that cigar taste, John?
Hot. What if the union won't yield?
We'll lock them out and let in only the men who will work by my rules. It should have been done a long time ago.
They'll storm the place. Try to take it over.
My fence will stop them.
Your fence?
12 feet high, John, and barbed wire. It'll run all the way from the Monongahela waterfront right up to and around the mill. I want you to use 4-inch stock for the posts and run the wire so no one can get through. Put piping down, heavy gauge, and attach hoses. And make sure they're strong. Strong enough to force water at tremendous pressure.
What are these?
Platforms. Position them 25 feet apart inside the fence in case we need sharpshooters. If there is a showdown, at least our mill will be safe.
There stands today with great pretense,
Same number of strands.
enclosed within a barbed wire fence, a wondrous change of great import. The mill's transformed into a fort. Darling little rhyme, don't you think, Flatcoff? Men call it the fort that Frick built.
No. Frick may wish to break us, but he has a bigger man over him. A better man. Mr. Carnegie will not let this happen. He was a working man once.
Carnegie doesn't give a tinker's damn. Old Andy's over in Scotland shooting birds. Let me tell you something, the poor birds can't shoot back, but we can and we will.
What the...
That now, pound your bones in a pound of
The time has come. want you to shut down the Homestead mills. All gates to be closed and locked. Company guards are to be stationed along the barbed wire fences. At the same time, 300 Pinkertons are to board boats loaded with arms, ammunition, provisions, and water sufficient to sustain a 2-week siege, if that proves necessary.
I think we ought to get Mr. Carnegie's reaction to this situation. You'd better cable Scotland.
I have all I need from Scotland. Frick, Homestead, Pennsylvania, USA. Approve anything you do. I am with you to the end. Carnegie.
The true success in life is the attainment of a pure and exalted character. And he who has won nothing but wealth and a name has failed to achieve the noblest purpose of his being. Wealth is success. A true life is a far nobler success. But he who has become rich by neglecting the mind, the heart, and the soul has sacrificed the greater good to the less. The true life is worth all the labor and self-denial it may cost. The real struggle is in the soul, and the real victory is the conquest of himself. They've locked us out.
No.
They've deprived us of our livelihood. What next? Break us up to something, boys. He knows a few barbed wires isn't going to keep us out. So what next? What's he going to do now? We have men everywhere. On hilltops surrounding Homestead, half a mile down the river, on the bridge, and on every depot. And with the first strangers coming into this valley, you're going to hear the loudest steam whistle since Joshua blew down the wall. Now, that may sound like a lunch whistle to some of you lads, but let me tell you it's not. Because this is no picnic. When you hear that whistle, it means trouble ahead. So now is the time to ask yourselves, if you don't defend your job, who will? No. If you don't stand up to your rights, who will?
We gotta do it.
And if we don't stand up and show Frick and his secret police who's in charge of our destiny, just who do you think will stand up to? possession of the works to guard them for the company. Now, we'll enter this place with force if need be.
Before you enter these mills, you will trample over the dead bodies of 3,000 honest workingmen. Taught our employees a lesson they will never forget. No union man will ever again be hired by Carnegie employers. This policy will, I feel sure, become the rule of the steel industry across the country. We will reinstate our work formula at Homestead. 12-hour work days, 7 work days a week, 1 day off every 2 weeks, no extra pay for Sundays. Individual workers must accept terms as offered without discussion. Disobedient workers are to be discharged and evicted from company houses. Workers' meetings will be forbidden. Wages have been lowered and the wage scale kept secret. I trust this will brighten your holiday. Sincerely, Brick.
Please, I'll follow you in a moment.
Maybe one day you tell me what good the unions are. Thrown out of our house, thrown out of a job. Are we supposed to live in a cave?
Frick had us licked before we began. The union wasn't strong enough to stand up to kings with their own private armies.
We'll start over again somehow.
Where?
Cleveland, Ohio. The Mallocks are going too.
But you're both blacklisted.
Blacklisted?
At every steel mill in the country. You won't get work in steel, iron, tin, coke, coal, nail wire, nor hoop. Why?
Because they're vengeful men. They've locked the doors on us. We're as good as dead men. You might as well join the beggars outside the plant every payday with one of them signs. I am injured. I'm blind. My eyes have been burned out by hot steel.
You? What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. But I'm going to stay here. This is where my friends are, where the enemy is. Homestead is the battleground. And when the Steel Workers Union is recognized, and someday it will be, I want to be here to celebrate.
Good luck, then.
Weaver, do you know the Battle of Otterburn? I dreamed I saw a battle fought beyond the Isle of Skye. And lo, a dead man won the field. And I thought that man was I. A dead man won the field. And I thought that man was I.
The Carnegie Steel Company, using armed Pinkerton men, backed up by the Pennsylvania National Guard, crushed the striking workers at Homestead. That bloody battle effectively stamped out unions in American steel mills for 45 years. The lesson of Homestead was bitter. Yet it challenged unions, management, and the nation itself to find better ways to solve labor problems than by fighting it out in Andrew Carnegie's jungle.